It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 79 and I am your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host Noelle Herzog.
Hello, Tracey.
Hello, guys. If you love what you are listening to for our theme song, that is by 90 Day Jingles on Instagram. So go check her out at 90 Day Jingles. She writes jingles about the entire cast that are so funny that I can't even contain myself sometimes.
Oh, man. I remember when you first sent her to me. We were just LOLing.
Oh, my God. Literally LOLing. Get it?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Guys, her name is Abigail, and she is at 90 Day Jingles on Instagram. So definitely check that out. We're here to talk about Happily Ever After, Season 5, Episode 7, and The Other Way, Season 2, Episode 9.
I can't believe it's Episode 9, by the way.
I know. That went really quick for me.
Yeah.
Before we get started with the meat of the episodes, make sure that you're joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast, because we have over 100 bonus episodes. We have another podcast called BS, not Teen Mom Related. So that's where me and Noelle just talk. Sometimes we answer fan questions. Sometimes we just banter. We talk about our personal lives a little bit. It's really fun. There's over 100 episodes of that. There's also 2 seasons of Unexpected Trash Talk that's unexpected on TLC. Noelle, you know what I've realized this week?
What?
I'm obsessed with TLC.
Yeah, I know you are. You are.
I really am. I watch
Everything you watch is on TLC.
I know, because I'm like looking at like all the apps on my TV and I'm like, nope, just TLC.
See, meanwhile, I'm like, I never watch TLC. I watch everything on Bravo.
No, I watch everything TLC. So I'm watching Smothered, which I hate, but I love.
Oh, you hate that show. I hate it too.
I hate it, but I can't stop watching it. Smothered. And I'm also watching Married at First Sight, which is on Lifetime.
We did watch Unpolished. That was really good. Now that's on Hulu.
Well, is it on Hulu with a new season?
No. It's just the old season. But yes, you discovered Unpolished. I really like that.
Oh, God, I love that show. I hope it comes back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We got a little off topic, but here we are. We're here. We're back. Are you ready?
We're
Noelle?
here. I'm here. I'm ready, Tracey.
All right, let's start off with Happily Ever After, Season 5, Episode 7. We start off with Elizabeth and Andre. Overall, what are your feelings here?
That I don't know how her clam doesn't close up forever around this man.
Yeah,
right?
I can't. I
He's
gotta second that.
Mean.
He's mean. He's okay looking. I don't know if there's anyone good looking enough to treat me like that. I don't think there is.
He's not good looking enough to even curse at me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but he's cute. And meanwhile, I find him attractive.
Yeah.
I think he's cute. It's his attitude. That's
I hate
really
it. I
the
hate
problem.
his attitude so
it's
bad.
Condescending.
Oh, God. I don't know how she met him and liked him.
I mean, did he reel her in? I don't know. Was he one way?
I don't think he's a reeler.
Way?
He doesn't seem like much of a reeler.
Yeah, I don't know. I could even deal with him not working.
Yeah.
It's the attitude.
No, to be totally honest with you, if she has a good job and he wants to stay home with the kid, that's one thing.
Right. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the way he talks to her and her family and his whole attitude.
Yeah, I do not like him at all. Just throwing that out there. I don't care. I don't know if anyone cares, but I do not like him. So in case you were writing something about how I feel about Andre, it's not good. So he is not happy to see her dad and her brother. And he thinks it's going to be total culture shock from them coming to Moldova.
But is it really that much of a difference?
Okay, to be totally honest with you, I am looking at everything that I'm seeing in Moldova, and I was really thinking, putting myself in this area, in this place, in this country, doing all the things. It's kind of not that different.
I would be much more lost if I was Deavan in Korea.
Okay, to be totally honest with you, I'd be lost anywhere else.
Yeah, Moldova doesn't seem so bad. I feel like I used to live in Moldova when I lived in Brooklyn.
That's true,
It was
'cause
just like that.
You lived in a very, very Slavic neighborhood.
Yeah, nothing was in English. Everything was like Eastern European, all the food, everything. And it's fine. It's really not scary. It's fine.
I know, and there's nothing about like the way anything looks that's like that.
No.
I mean, it just looks like a place. I don't know. It's just not culture shocky to me.
No, I agree. It looks like a regular place where people like
Where
to drink
regular
vodka. Right.
Regular things happen. I mean, the only thing that would be the barrier was the language, but otherwise, like, it's fine.
Right. Like, and I also don't think that you're going to order anything crazy off a menu. You can kind of figure out what things are. I don't know.
There's pictures.
Right. That's true. Just point. And it's like maybe you'll get pig neck or whatever it was that they ate.
Well, you know that on this show, like wherever they go, they have to eat the most like outlandish things that not everyone eats all the time.
Oh, I noticed that on the other way this week.
Yeah, for sure. So now, Andre thinks they're going to be totally culture shocks. They get off the plane and they said that they couldn't find their luggage. And it's like, and Dad, Chuck, and son Charlie are talking about the airport, and they're like, this is it. We were in Frankfurt, and this one, I got to go with Andre. Andre's like, yeah, Frankfurt has 8 bajillion people.
Yeah.
We have like a quarter of a bajillion, and that's how that goes. That's actually the real
that's the exact amount.
Yeah.
Okay. With my anxiety, I'd rather fly in a small little place
if
like
I
that.
came in, it looked like a clean, nice little
Yeah,
airport.
a regular place. It looks like LaGuardia.
It really does.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. So her dad asked if there's a Walmart. I mean, these are prompts that are coming from the producers.
Zero chance that he thought there was a Walmart in Moldova.
Right. So he's happy there. What did I put?
They're asking a million questions. Do you have barbecue?
No. So he said,
do you have salads?
He's happy. Andre said that he's happy that there's a language barrier because Libby's family's stupid stuff won't touch his family's ears.
I'm laughing because it's so mean. Really, that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, no, he's not nice. Also, your brother speaks English.
Also, they don't get Amazon delivery there. That kind of threw me for a loop.
Okay, well, now I totally
I don't live
realize
there
that.
anymore.
And
yeah.
there is a big culture shock right now.
Yeah. Now my culture is shocked.
Okay, well, I am shocked all the way. I'm shocked to the core. So he said that he used to be a cop, but he was more of an office cop. Is that like a mall cop? Is that like Paul Blart office cop?
Yes, he would ride around on his moped or whatever the hell it was.
On his Segway? I could see that. He said he was an office cop, aka a detective. I think this is translating wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that's at all. I don't think he was on SVU in Moldova.
Sure. And then they all laugh and laugh and laugh after he says that. They're like, hey, this guy is funny.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we pegged him wrong after all.
Okay, so now we find out that he left to move to Ireland to become a bouncer.
Right.
And he told Libby that he moved to Ireland because his cousin had a job for him there. So he moved there.
Right.
Now he's implying all by himself that he had to move because he had trouble.
Right. So here's the thing. I don't care. But why is everybody acting like they suddenly care?
Okay, but also, right.
They're all the way married.
Why is this the first time they're asking about anything? He's
Agreed.
been living for, I mean, the kid is a few months old already. She wasn't pregnant, married. So he's been living in the U.S. for like at least 2 years.
I feel like, honestly, shame on them. I don't think they ever took the time to get to know him.
Right. Like this is the first car ride you're having with him?
Isn't that weird? That's what it seems like,
They're making it like they're meeting him for the first time.
I know. Like this is their first wedding.
Chuck, you pay his rent.
I know. Seriously. Chuck, you bought his underwear.
You bought his underwear and you don't know where he came from. Well, he told her that he moved there because his cousin was there. But is he lying and trying to make them think that he had a problem?
Yeah, I think so. Because he's like being so like, what is the word? Evasive?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's like, he's dodging the question so much
but
that
he's
it
the
looks.
one who created this.
Yes, exactly.
It's not
he
like
could
someone
just be like,
said
everything was fine. I went for a job.
Right, because that's what he told Libby. So he could just say, I went to, I really didn't like being a cop. So I left to go to Ireland because it sounded like more fun. And I wanted to start a new life there because I didn't like the options here in my country.
Right. It's really not that hard. It's like he wants them to be scared of him.
Yeah.
Or not like him. Yeah.
He was like, let's just say I had some problems. That's kind of like when you post a status on Facebook and you're like, hey guys, I'm not okay. Don't ask me questions.
Or when I checked in at the hospital, but I won't respond to anybody why I'm there.
It's like, hey, are you okay? Hey,
Right.
are you okay? And you don't say anything. You just go silent.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's exactly what it's like.
And then 2 days later, you're like, yeah, I just had a doctor's appointment. Why?
Yeah, I had an ear infection.
Or I was just picking up some paperwork from when I got my blood drawn.
Yep.
Why?
Oh, that's so funny.
Why I shouldn't check in on Facebook. So this is exactly what he's doing. But, her dad is making stupid comments about his neighborhood. Like, they're really trying to get a rise out of him by, like, talking badly about his country when I don't know if there's that much to say.
I don't think there is either. I think they're trying to poke the bear a little bit.
Exactly. So now they get to Andre's parents' house. They have laid out a spread.
Tracey, it was so nice what they did for them.
You know what it looked like? It looked like they went to like these like delis or like
deli,
and they bought every single thing in the display case.
They bought every cured meat, every smoked fish, every salad. Yep.
There had to be over 30 plates of different food.
This is why I loved living in Sheepshead Bay, because I loved this kind of food.
Yeah, because you just have so many options here.
Mm-hmm.
So now his dad, who's the sweetest man in the world, I have no clue how Andre came out of him. He's like, listen, I want you to come. Let's make wine together. He takes out his homemade wine. He shares with them. It looks good.
I love that they all have snifters of vodka, because I have a bottle of that vodka here.
Oh, really?
And they're just drinking a snifter
I know.
of it. Yeah.
You know what was funny? When I first saw it and they were like cheersing, I was like, oh, look at them. They're drinking water like me.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, oh, that's alcoholic water.
Yeah, that's the funny water. Right now we have watermelon soaking in that water in my fridge.
Well, I would like it in regular water. So, so now, remember, his brother speaks English. So the dad and the brother are like, hey, Andre said he was a cop. And they're like, yeah, he was a cop for 1 year. Whatever.
Right. It's like he makes himself seem so much more important. And they're just like, Andre, you're a loser.
Right. Also, being a cop is not a good job in Moldova. You make 200 euros a month.
How much is that?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Let's see.
Good.
Let's look at how many euros. Because, I mean, obviously it changes all the time. Euro to the dollar.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My dogs are barking like crazy.
Listen, to be honest with you, 1 euro is $1.18. So let's just say it's even.
Oh, okay. So they make nothing. Okay, good.
So they make like $220 a month.
That's scary. And meanwhile, they put like their life on the line, really, and they're corrupt there too.
But do they? That's the whole thing. Like, you don't know what a cop does in Moldova. Like, you don't know the job description.
Well, listen, what is it? Who said it? Her sister said it's the most dangerous place in the world.
On Earth.
On Earth.
So his brother said, he's like, yeah, Andre doesn't really like to work.
Right.
So now the sister-in-law, who I hate her.
Why do you hate her? Because you think she's sexist.
Yeah, I think she always has, like, she's always, like, jumping in, never with something nice to say. She always has, like, a problem.
I think about the scowl on her face
always,
all the time. She always looks so angry.
She's angry. She's like, why aren't you wearing your cross? Now you're gonna die. Now you're gonna get murdered.
Now you're gonna burn in hell.
Right? And it's like, oh my God. And she's like, well, you need to ask your husband when you wake up what you should be wearing. How could you wash your face by yourself? You don't ask your husband?
How dare you?
Ugh,
how dare you?
Disgusting American.
Despicable.
So the sister-in-law says, all right, well, he doesn't work. You should get him a job, Chuck. That's your job. And he's like, oh, well, guess what?
I offered him one.
But I did. I offered him a job. And he's like, oh, no. She asked me to stay home with the baby.
Yeah, meanwhile though, she did ask him to stay home with the baby too.
Well, here's the thing. They weren't always having a baby. And he never had a job.
That's true. That's true.
So
and
now
she
it's-
actually used to harass him to work.
Sure. She used to harass him to work. So now let's play this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm married to Andre, right? He will not get a job. He will not get a job. He will not get a job. It's been months and months and months. He will not get a job. No matter what I do, no matter how I ask him, my dad's offered him a job. I have built him a shop in the middle of the living room. He is not working. I bought him a truck to drive. Nothing's happening.
Right.
Okay. So now I get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to keep asking him to get a job. He's not going to get one. I ask him 3 times. He says no. So I go, fine. Then watch the baby.
I mean, it makes sense. So otherwise, you're going to be paying for daycare.
Otherwise, you pay for daycare and he's still not going to get a job.
Yeah.
So at least this like forces him to like quote unquote work.
Mm-hmm.
He's not helping.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that staying home with the kid is a job in itself.
But that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
if they didn't have a kid, he still wouldn't have a job. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I didn't think about it like that. That's true, though.
So, yes, she asked him ultimately to stay home with the baby because he wasn't doing anything else.
Because she didn't have a choice, really.
She's like, all right, well, I mean, if you're going to be home, do you mind if the baby comes here?
Do you remember when he was going to be a trucker? LOL. That worked out well.
He was going to be a trucker, but it wasn't enough work for him and it wasn't enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he asked, he's like, if you have such a problem with me, why are you marrying me again? And
I mean,
she's
he's not
like,
wrong.
right? And she's like, well, maybe I won't. You know what, Libby? You're a liar. You absolutely will because you are a sheep.
Oh, she's a sheep. He has her all the way brainwashed.
Well, he says that she's either dumb or hormonal
Right.
because she's very unstable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, well, I don't know about this guy. I can't take him,
Listen,
but
I feel like I tune him out a little bit.
I know, but I
because
blame her. I blame her 100% for the way
I blame
what she
her
puts
more
up
than
with.
him. He acts that way because she lets him.
Absolutely. I think that she needs to listen to some kind of like love, sex, relationship podcast, something like that. She really does need some help. I've been listening to the Bonnet Chronicles because the podcast is here.
Yep.
You remember
It's here.
Tammy Robin from season 2 of The Real World on MTV?
Yes, I do.
Basketball Wives.
Mm-hmm.
You know her.
Oh, I
Anyway,
know exactly who Tammy is.
She has this Instagram account called the Bonnet Chronicles, right? And it's like she has like tell it like it is rants, and she gains a following. Guess who's following her?
I know Pink follows her.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Tiffany Haddish. Like these are like Holly Berry.
That's pretty cool.
Well, now Tammy is bringing everything the fans have come to expect from the Instagram to the Bonnet Chronicles podcast by Starburns Audio. Her and her husband Reggie keep it all the way real. They discuss love, sex, relationships, and hot topics. And sometimes her daughters stop by to give like a younger generation's perspective. Guys, subscribe to the Bonnet Chronicles podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, or wherever you listen to podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday.
Awesome.
Guys, go over to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk on Facebook. We have a group that we talk about the podcast in. Let us know if you're listening to the Bonnet Chronicles and what you think about it.
Cool.
Let's talk about Colt.
Oh.
Okay, but you know what, Noelle? Do you not like watching these segments?
Okay. So I like watching it because I never know what's going to happen with Debbie because she's so unhinged.
Yes.
But watching him makes me annoyed because just like Andre, he's so condescending. I hate
He's
the
so
way he
manipulative.
talks to people.
Okay, but do you really think that Debbie was unhinged at all yet?
No, actually, I have to tell you, this is like one of the first times I don't think she's wrong.
I don't think she's wrong at all. I don't think that she was doing much to be wrong. So
No, I was very angry with Jess.
Yeah, she's disgusting. So they're going to her family's barbecue and he's wearing a blazer and like jeans that he bought at Costco, but like not even the good jeans at Costco.
No, he's got like dad sneakers on, right?
Dad jeans.
Like, right, straight leg jeans.
Right, but they're
Not
like nice
skinny
and,
jeans.
No.
Right, and then he's got on like a velvet blazer. But here's what bugs me. she's like, her family's probably going to be really nice, but why does she have to keep saying like, we're crazy, we're loud, we're this, and walks in like, ooh, 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 and it's like
just her.
nobody in
It's
there
just her.
was doing anything.
She was
Yeah,
doing
why,
all of this. That's what she
why are
does.
you doing this?
Her family has got to have some money. Her house is very nice.
Oh, it was so nice.
So everyone's dressed normal. She is dressed like a hooker.
She's disgusting. Not
It's
because of the
just-
way she dresses,
But it's
because in
just
life.
her.
Yeah. I
So we
know.
meet like this guy Hans in France. He's like some
But where is Hans from? He is not from
Okay.
Brazil.
yes,
He's from
he is.
Sweden.
No, listen to me. In Brazil, there's a very large German population. Do you know this?
No.
Yes. So in Argentina, there's a very large Italian population.
Yes, I know this.
And in Brazil, there's a very large German population.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep. So that is where Hans and Franz are from.
Okay, cool.
So she tells her dad that Deb is her mother-in-law. She's like, this is my mother-in-law.
And then I blacked out, really.
Right. So now they have like a skewer, and I'm like, ooh, lamb Slovaki.
No,
I
wrong.
want that. And then they eat it, and I'm like, ooh, that lamb Slovaki. And then I'm like, oh, chicken hearts.
Uh-huh. Here's the thing. They're not serving lamb souvlaki at a Brazilian barbecue.
Okay, whatever, Noelle. I was excited. But also, guess who ate the chicken hearts and pretended to like them? Both Deb and Colt.
Yeah, Deb and Colt. Yeah, and Colt, though, he was so, like, I like that they were both so open to eating it, because I have to tell you, like, it's scary. And they're like, whatever, they're offering it to us, we'll eat it. And they were
They're like,
really
"Listen,
nice about
we
it.
like meat. They're a meat family.
Listen, I'm a meat eater.
So they both eat them. And then she tells her whole family his ex-wife is Brazilian.
Why does she had to be prompt to do this, right? Like, this can't
I
be
hope
real.
so. So now they're sitting at dinner. She starts getting really weird. She starts like kind of attacking Colt and being like, what do you want with me?
Yeah, why is she doing this?
She's drunk, maybe. So he said, what do I want with you? I want a family with you. And her father's like, what did he say? And she's like, he says he loves me.
And it's like, that's not what happened, girl. But okay.
So now her aunt is like, okay, I would like the ceremony to be in my house.
Yeah, I didn't understand this.
All right. So the aunt wants the ceremony in her house. So they're trying to get her to America. Let's get real.
Okay, I agree. But when she was like, I want it to be in my house, I couldn't figure out why she wanted it in her house.
Because they want to get it done as soon as possible.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So now this triggers Deb, rightfully so, because
Yes.
Deb's like, hey guys, who thinks that maybe they met twice and they shouldn't get married yet?
And nobody says anything.
Right. And they're like, so Deb, how long were you with Colt's dad before she married him? And she's like, 6 months, but we lived together.
Right. And they
Okay.
didn't want to hear it anymore. And she's like, well, I think that's fast. I think that's fast.
She's like, I think that's fast. I've been thinking about Colt for years.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you haven't known him for years. She's like, yeah, well, I was thinking about him.
I was pregnant from him already. And I didn't even know him.
I already had 3 kids and I left him. And I started my new life and I'm 40 years old and I'm restarting.
Oh, okay.
Jess said that don't keep comparing me to Larissa.
But
You're the
Jess
one that-
keeps comparing herself to
and she keeps
Larissa.
bringing her up.
Yeah.
So Deb's like, guys, what is the rush to get married?
Right. What is
Okay.
the rush? I mean, for real, nobody's pregnant. Like, nothing's happening.
Right. And Jess is like, well, it's not for a green card if that's what you think.
Okay. Well, that's what I think, Jess.
Well, it's not.
Okay.
It's definitely
That's good
not
to
for
know.
a green card. So
Because I love the sex with Colt. Sex, sex, sex. Cult, cult, cult.
please stop it. So now she starts shushing Deb.
Yeah, that right then I would be like, listen, I'm going to punch your girl in the face, so it's time to go.
Well, that's what Deb said. Deb's like,
Mhm.
hey, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
She's always done, though. She's done.
She
She's done.
is.
She's done.
She's done. Lisa's done. And now Angela's the new done.
Uh-huh.
Deb is done. So her dad is like, yeah, Deb is really bossy. And it's like, I think she was
How
fine.
was she bossy? She was fine. Honestly, here, she was fine.
He was like, I think Deb is trying to get in between my daughter's green card and my daughter.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's not wrong there.
He's like, we have all this money. You think that we don't want to send her to America? Hello.
I mean,
It was,
yeah.
I promised her for her sweet 16. So Colt is sending Deb back to the hotel.
Right.
He's drunk.
Oh, listen, who cares? I don't care that he didn't go with her. He wanted to stay with the family and like
Sure.
prove himself. Yeah.
So now the next morning, Colt is hungover. Noelle, the silly Brazilian dance music that they play when he is walking to Deb's
Tracey,
room.
I LOL'd. Like, I don't know who's doing, again, his soundtrack this year, but they deserve
It's
like
so
an
good.
Emmy.
It's so good. Well, the
So
Emmy
good.
nominations came out. I don't know if they got one.
Oh.
So amazing. So his hair. What do you think about his hair?
I think that they were like, come here, let's make it look like you were out all night. Let's rough you up,
Yeah.
squirt.
Let's smear your lipstick, Colt.
Yeah. No,
Take
that
your
was
bra off
very
and just
silly.
go crazy.
Right.
So he comes into Deb's hotel room, eats her breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks
like
Deb-
a delicious biscuit.
I know. It looks like she's packing though.
Yeah, she is done. She's done.
Done.
Mhm.
Colt said that he
Done.
blacked out, and Deb is annoyed that he stayed because she didn't want to be left alone. Guess what, Deb? You're wrong
Yeah.
now. Now you're wrong.
Yeah,
Go to
you're
sleep.
wrong.
Go to
Yep.
sleep, old lady.
Agreed.
So Colt said that
Go
he
to
doesn't
sleep,
even
old
remember,
lady.
but he apologized, and then he implies that she was super drunk.
I don't think that that's true, though.
No, I think this is who she is. So she's afraid. Deb's afraid that they're going to get married.
Okay, but I think people are like, oh, Deb's afraid she's going to get married because she's going to get in the way of them. I don't think so in this
No,
case.
I don't
I
think
she's
so.
really looking out for him.
She's like, hello, you have literally done this
Uh-huh.
just a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? Okay.
He's mesmerized by all the sex he's getting. This girl, Jess, knows that Colt's a sex addict.
She's
And
playing the game.
Yep.
So now they go to the beach, and there is a pirate ship coming ashore.
Oh, God, I can't. This beach, I really think I blacked out.
You blacked out? It was at the Chicken
Yes.
Hearts? Okay.
No, I think it was his Speedo.
Well, was it his button-down shirt? Because I feel like I was more triggered by the button-down shirt than the Speedo. Okay. So here's the thing with the Speedo.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like he needed a suit that was a little bit more high-waisted.
Agree. Here's the thing. I am not fat shaming him. I am outfit shaming him.
Right. So here's the thing. It didn't stay up. He was uncomfortable. He couldn't walk.
Yeah, no, he was very uncomfortable. He knew that was silly. That was very bad.
He couldn't walk, and he kept pulling. He wasn't sure if it should go over his hips, under his hips, and then he didn't want it to go too low because then his like little, twig and berries
Happy
might fall
trail.
out.
And she liked it too. She's like, oh.
She liked
God.
it? She liked it, Noelle, or she likes America?
She likes America, Tracy. He should have worn American Speedos, like
He should have-
American flag.
Like an American flag.
Speedos.
He should have worn something a little bit more high-waisted.
Yeah, you know what? I wear high waist. It covers my muffin top.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now she asked about sex on the beach. She's like, have you ever had sex on the beach?
He's like, yeah, the drink.
Waka, 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 Colt.
Yeah, really. Also, women don't need sand in their nether regions,
And
Colt.
he's like, have you? And she's like, yes. And he's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think she was implying like, let's do the sex
Her
now.
cackle needs to go.
No, she's disgusting. I don't like anything about her. Like at all. I would prefer Colt over her. If I had to hang out with one
Yes.
of them, it would be Colt.
Yeah, I think Colt would be fine. So
Yep.
he said that she's an angry drunk, he kind of implies. He's like, you're not so nice when you're drunk. And then she screams that he's a baby boy.
Okay, but she keeps doing this now.
So here's the thing. I think that he kind of like prefaced their meeting with like, my mom means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I'm very close with my mom. And kind of like, I won't put her first. So this is what she's preying on his weakness.
Yeah, and I
she's
think
trying
that
to make
she
him
knows
think.
it triggers him.
Right.
Yep.
So she calls him a baby boy, and he's like, I'm not a baby boy, as he stands there wearing a diaper.
Oh my God, Tracy, this outfit. I just didn't understand why
don't
he'd be
know.
okay going on TV wearing it.
And then he's like, well, you're a daddy's girl.
It's like, okay,
Sick burn, Colt.
yeah. Okay.
Then, so here's his save. His save is like, well, if your dad was sick, you would let him live with you. Okay, Colt, I know that you want to pretend that your mom is very sick and disabled.
She's just an alcoholic.
But I'm pretty sure she's just who she is. I don't think, I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Come over to the 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk group on Facebook. Is Deb sick?
I don't think Deb's sick. I think that she's just older and lonely.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's talk about Angela and Michael.
Okay. Speaking of triggers, sure.
All right. So her shirt says flawless and his says dry.
Uh-huh. It was
I say they swap.
They should swap. Yes, she's very dry.
So his mom is coming to dinner at his house, and Angela's like, here's the thing. I will not cook because it's
She was
my
being
house.
such a bitch, though.
She said, it's my house. And he's like, no, it's our house. And she's like, yeah, well, I pay for it. It's my house. Ha, 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 ha.
Listen, I don't care about that, but like, stop with the having to prove I'm an American. I'm American. I'm an American. Trump, 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 Trump. Like, we
Sure.
get it.
She's
Cook
a
his
tax-paying
mother
American.
some food.
Right. So now they go to the open air market, but she doesn't like the open air market. She likes processed canned foods. You know what?
Okay.
Angela, we know.
Yeah, but also, Angela, I'm going to have to go with you on this. I think I would prefer some Purdue chicken over where you are, too.
Wow. So now, also, what I realized was the woman in the market spoke English.
I feel, what, the rice woman? The
No,
woman
the
doing
one
the rice
before
for them?
that. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow. She speaks English. That's
I
crazy.
feel like I didn't notice. Okay.
Yeah. So then the rice woman,
Yes.
she basically, there's like a bucket of rice. You scoop it in, and
Yeah.
that's how you get the rice. And she's like, no, I want prepackaged rice.
Right. And it's like, well, they don't have that here. And she's like, well, I don't want it from the top. Good for
Okay,
you.
I kind of get it, but you're going to boil it, so it's fine. So she
Right.
wants to order a pizza. Now, after this, something bad happens, yada, yada, yada. Meat, she throws up. I didn't watch any of it. I fast forwarded it. People
So
were
did I.
kind enough to warn us not to watch
Yep.
this part, so blah, blah, blah. Now we're in her apartment, and Michael's
Yes.
cooking by himself. And Angela ordered a good old American pizza.
Okay, but she ordered the nasties on her pizza, too.
Oh, my God, but only half nasties.
Yeah.
So she wants to upset his mom, basically, because she's, like, really trying.
She really is. I don't know what's wrong with her. It's like, you're suddenly such a bitch. Why? Because you're still mad about the girls, the expats?
I guess so.
Get over
So
it.
the aunt comes over and asks if she will cook soon. And so basically what they made was white rice and plantains.
Yeah.
And
No
the aunt's like,
sauce. Nothing.
yeah, I kind of like need to eat something with rice, like not just fried plantains. Like, your mom needs like stew or like some kind of meat. And now we look at the pizza that's on top of like whatever the counter, and it says it. They write on it in markup pizza.
In
pizza,
Sharpie.
pizza.
In Sharpie. It says pizza.
Now the funniest part is Michael's mom is so silly.
Why is she so fun?
She's so nice. I really
I
like
know.
her.
Me too.
So Angela's eating the pizza with a fork, and his mom, he's like, come on, eat a slice of pizza. And his mom loves the pizza.
Yeah, it was really cute. She's like, I actually like this.
So she's like, all right, well, to be totally honest with you, in America, we just fold it and eat it like that. And his mom was like, oh my God, that's what I've wanted to do with it.
I love that. I love it. It's so cute.
Angela is chugging her Coke, and his mom asked about kids, but she hasn't told Michael about her visit to the gyno yet.
Right. And that's what, like, I feel like she makes me so angry because she's so harsh to him, but she could hide things like this. Yep.
Of course. So now, Larissa, I got to tell you, I could do without her.
I mean, she brings nothing to the table of 90 Day Fiancé.
No, really. So Carmen kicked her out, and so she calls Little Kitten to see what's going to go on now. Because she's homeless. And Little Kitten says, there's space here, but she wants her own room. And I got to tell you,
her.
he seems not amused by this.
No, I think that he's just like, what am I getting myself into now?
Right. So now he comes to pick her up, and she said that she'll have her own room because they aren't twins. You and Matt are twins.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I laughed because I'm just like, meanwhile, Matt is a twin. Yeah, I don't know. It just made me laugh.
So we meet his roommate, David. So David comes out, and she's
He's
like,
not interested.
He's not interested at all. And she goes, well, at least it's not his mom that he lives with. And he's like, yeah, listen, I just like games. I like to be by myself. And she's like, oh my God, I love Bloodborne.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm a nerd inside. I nerdy inside.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Also, he's like, why are you here? She's like, oh, I had problem in my divorcee. And basically she says like, I attacked him. And he's like, please don't hit me.
Right. Which was very funny. I thought it was funny.
He's like, I mean, I'll run away if you do, but I really don't. So he says now Eric says to Larissa, he's like, listen, the room is a little smally.
Yeah, I know. He's funny, though. Like, listen, I don't really like him. He kind of bugs me out a bit, but he's good to her, at least from what we see.
Well, we don't know. So there's a porcupine, ceramic porcupine on the table. She doesn't like it. She wants it out of the room. It reminds her of Colt because he's fat and he's white.
Listen, that was very funny. Stop bringing up Colt's weight. We get it. We know what he looks like, but like everything triggers her about Colt. That's what makes me laugh.
So now she meets up with her friend Hannah and they go to Foodie Fit Meals. This is like the ultimate plug.
Yeah, this is like just basically a meal prep restaurant.
Right. I got to tell you, everything about Larissa is a plug. She must have in her contract like, okay, fine, you don't have to pay me. But maybe Foodie Fit Meals could pay me cash because legally I don't think they could pay her. So I bet you her friend Hannah pays her cash for her promotion on her body sculpting. And I bet you Foodie Fit Meals gives her cash for her promotion for them.
Interesting. Why they can't pay her because she doesn't have a green card?
Exactly, because she doesn't have a work permit to work here.
Okay.
So she said that her friends hate Eric. And she goes to Hannah, do you remember Eric-y? And she goes, the loser? Yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, Eric must have done more than we know of.
Absolutely. So she asked Larissa, she's like, are you dumb? Mm-hmm. And then we find out Larissa used to pay for everything.
Right. She's like, are you still going to pay for everything? That was rough.
Right. So now he pays for things. And she said that her life had a 360. And you know what? She's absolutely right. Because it is back where she started with Eric.
Why did I write Eric is like a cake?
Okay, so Carmen and Eric had a fight. And this is what I said, what don't we know? We don't know anything. So she compares Eric to baking a cake.
Okay.
Which is not, she is trying to use metaphors and like it's just not translating.
She always does
She's
that.
Like, Eric, he is like baking a cake and Colty is fat.
Right. It's like, what?
So her and Hannah are like Paris and Kim Kardashian. They grew apart, but now they love each other.
Very cute.
Okay, so now there's a girl named Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out, and this is a little confusing because they don't really give a lot of backstory.
I know. I wish they could have told us like a little more. Like, was he dating her?
I don't think he was, but he was talking to some girl. They were friends, whatever it was. And he told this girl that that Larissa's a bad mom, that Larissa doesn't shower. So she calls Natalie.
Right.
Natalie sounds like an actress on the other line. So this was definitely
staged.
Recreated. I don't know if it was staged, but it was definitely recreated.
You know, now that you've pointed out so many things that have been recreated, I feel like now I see it more.
Yes, this is definitely recreated. So the woman said that he is the worst man. He bashed Larissa in front of his parents. And she goes, really? That bitch, that woman? So apparently him and Colt compare notes about Larissa.
About her blowjobs?
Really like inappropriate stuff. So she hangs up because he's coming home and she's upset. She said that she wants to change her hair. She wants to change her face because now she's so upset. Larissa, again?
You just changed it. You literally just changed it.
You just flipped your face.
Yeah, don't do it again, girl.
All right, well, she wants to confront him. So we'll see what happens on the next episode.
Okay.
Now we go to Asuleu and Kalani.
Kalani.
Her and her sister, man, they confuse me.
Well, I mean, listen, what's wrong with you if you name your kid Kalani and Kalini? You have a problem. That's a you problem.
That's like Leah from Teen Mom. Aaliyah and Aliana.
Right. That's why now one is suddenly named Gracie.
So Asuleu has on a jail sweatsuit.
Okay. I feel like I didn't even notice that.
Oh, it's a gray Champion sweatshirt with gray Champion sweatpants.
I wear gray Champion sweatpants like it's my job.
Okay. Do you wear the sweatshirt with it with a white
No.
t-shirt? Because that is the outfit of jail.
That I can't tell you how many of my exes that was their preferred outfits.
Oh, well, guess what? It's because they brought him from jail. So this is a stage convo about California. They go to the playground.
The playground. Yep.
He apologizes. But guess what? At the end of the day, she's married to a kid.
Okay, Asuleu, fine, he's a kid, this, that. I don't understand how she could possibly have a sexual attraction to him.
I have no clue. So they hug. He says he misses his family and he wants to see his sisters. And guess what? His sisters and his mom live in Washington State.
So why the hell do they even want to go to Samoa?
To see his dad. So he tells her, you know, I want to be with you forever and ever. I love you so much. And this is a quote. I want you to be my bus driver. So
meaning because she's like, don't throw me under the bus anymore.
right. Right. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember him and the bus driver from California?
Yeah, they ran away to Utah together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that something happened between them and now he's like, I'm sorry about what happened with that bus driver. I want you to be the bus driver?
She definitely paid for his hotel room.
Oh my God. So now they video chat with his mom and his sister. And apparently none of them even came to the wedding, even though they were just like a long drive away.
He has a sister in Salt Lake City. Aren't they in Utah?
Interesting, right? So,
yeah.
Okay. His family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does
Tell
he
me.
have a family?
Well, no. He has himself in a wig as his mother.
Uh-huh. And then he has himself as in a wig as his sister. And then he has
Yes.
himself in a wig as his other sister.
Uh-huh.
This is like a bad 90s sitcom.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It's like, oh, my mom lives right here in the house with us. Hold on. Let me go get her.
That's so funny. It's like Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, it's Mrs. Doubtfire. He's going to put Cool Whip on his face.
He doesn't even have to.
Oh, it's true.
It's the same face. They just stamp them.
His mother's wild. She's very silly.
Okay, so his mom is super wild. She said that she can't work here. She's very lazy here. She wants to weave some mats, but she really can't. Guys, get her some mat weaving supplies.
Yeah, I'll take a mat. Weave me one.
So his mom is so glad that he stayed and that he's coming over. She's happy they're coming, but she wants $1,000.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then the sister's making the give money hands.
So she said that the sister said that he needs to put his family first. Guess what? That's what he's doing. His family is now.
I think that they don't recognize Kalani as his family.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I would send you money, but Kaylani doesn't want me to. And she's like, hello.
Yeah, that sucked.
You can't send money because you don't go to work.
Yeah, also, yeah, you dish out samples of yogurt. That's why you can't send money.
That's not even a steady job. That was a contract gig.
Like a cater waiter. Right.
He didn't work at the yogurt place. He worked for a company that does samples.
Interesting. See, Tracey knows it all.
Come on, guys. Get with it. So now let's talk about Paul and Karini. He got them a home.
But he also got 2 giant dogs, apparently.
He got 2 giant dogs. He got a shed for outside of the house for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I'm lying. He got a shed for them to live in. He got a crate outside for the dogs.
Uh-huh.
He's cleaning out the moldy fridge, but I got to tell you, the rest of it looks real clean.
Okay, the place did not look bad. The only thing that was not clean was, and I see this on a lot of houses, the door jamb next to the front door was dirty. Like people put their hands on it when they're closing the door.
Right.
That needed to be cleaned.
Yeah, but I mean, he cleans out the fridge.
No, it didn't look gross at all. I wouldn't be afraid to go there.
I wouldn't be afraid at all. So he looks so, can I tell you, he looks so normal.
This was the first time that I didn't hate him.
He looked regular. That crazy look on his face went away.
No, it wasn't there. I think that it's very good for him to be back in America.
For sure. And she's happy. He's happy. The dogs are like, I kind of didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, the dogs are like, it's very hot out here. I don't want to live on the outside.
Why do we have hay in our cages? We're not hamsters.
Seriously, very interesting. But nice space for them.
I mean, the space for the dogs was the equal size of the space for the humans.
It is definitely a small little house, but I'd much rather be there than in a hotel.
For sure. So now we go to The Other Way, Season 2, Episode 9. We start off with Ariella and Binyam.
Oh, my least favorite lady. Okay.
All right. Her mom had them stay in the hotel room with her. So they're all in their own twin beds. This is hilarious.
I know, because it's like, where also did these beds come from?
Did you have an extra bed?
Built headboards in there?
Well, no, this is in the hotel room.
But that's what I mean. The mother just got a 3-bed room.
Right? I don't know. But I got to tell you, I love her mom.
Oh, I like her mom so much. You know what? I don't think that she's mean. A lot of people are making it like she's like very privileged. I'm reading a lot on Twitter that they're saying she comes off as privileged. I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't think so at all. So they go to they're going to go to the hospitals and tour them. And Binyam is nervous that her mom's going to take her back to the U.S. to give birth. And they go to the hospital. It seems okay.
Listen, it was a lot better than I think anybody was expecting.
Sure. So she said that she wants her own room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
Was his last kid born in Ethiopia?
Okay, I think so, yes.
So why doesn't he know anything?
He is not that smart.
Slow to process.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
because he seems like, I don't know. It's not a language barrier. He just seems like he can't really answer things like an adult almost. Yeah.
So now the other thing that I noticed were the signs in the area are all in English and Ethiopian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So her mom was like, yeah, it's pretty clean. And the nurses said, they were like, listen, this is a third world. So I understand where they were. This is when they were interviewing with the camera.
Yeah.
They're like, I understand why they asked these questions. Okay. So now this is my only problem.
Okay.
So,
is it my problem? Tell me.
So her mom is like, what if she was bleeding or whatever? And they're like, oh, if she's bleeding, we put sandbags on her uterus.
Okay. That's, I wrote down 2 kilo sandbags, exclamation point.
What do you mean? Do you mean like like how when the house floods, you put a sandbag?
Meanwhile, I'm thinking of like the highway, those things of sand on the highway, like next
when
to the
tide
exits.
Is coming?
Yes. That's what I mean. So you're going to toss one of them on me to put pressure on me to stop bleeding?
I guess so. Maybe that's a thing we do here too. I don't know. I've never done that in my practice when I deliver babies. But,
what if you put it on me and then the baby just slides out? All that pressure.
I guess best case scenario.
Yeah.
Everyone is so nice in this hospital.
Oh, everybody's so nice. And they're like, sit on the medicine ball.
They were so
cute.
nice, but also no one is hospitaling in the hospital.
I know. I noticed that too. It's like there's zero screaming, no babies, nobody's giving birth, nothing. Yeah.
No one's sick. No one's anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, this is after hours. We actually evict everyone at 7 p.m.
It wasn't scary. Seeing this and being like not being around, but seeing like the nurses and stuff, like I didn't feel scared.
Okay. Also, another thing that was like kind of like piqued my interest. She's like, God forbid she has to have a C-section. They're like, yeah, it's like the operating room's like right over there. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, but really, like we don't do a lot of C-sections.
Meanwhile, here, I feel like 1 in 3 kids are C-section babies.
I know.
Now.
I would like to look at the statistics of like death rate, like mortality rate on babies, because are we just too quick to do a C-section?
Yes.
Because, I mean, really, if they're having...
But also a lot of people just schedule. They're like, okay, I think I'll have the baby the second week of June.
I don't think a lot of people do that. Some people
I don't know.
That.
I feel like I know a bunch of people who have done that. It's crazy to me.
So they go to a traditional coffee ceremony, and the cups are not clean.
Okay, I didn't notice that because I was still wanted to know what a traditional coffee ceremony was. Like, coffee and popcorn.
Well, also, coffee is like Ethiopia is like a giant place for coffee.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's like kind of like how Colombia is a very big place to grow coffee. Ethiopia
and
is
cocaine,
too.
Yes.
So the cups are unclean. They eat some popcorn and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Binyam is wearing a fake Fendi track jacket.
He's wearing a Fendi jacket.
Fendi.
Yes.
So her mom asked about his first wife, and he said that he didn't do anything. I know, I'm shocked. but she found a message from his old friend who was a female. So then
I'm shocked.
This is what happened. She found a message that was innocent, right? She blocked him and then moved to America with his kid, never to be seen again.
Right. That's what happened with me and my first husband, too. But you know what I mean? Like, how many boyfriends have we all had that have done this? It's like, I didn't do anything. I was just talking to a friend.
She's crazy.
Oh, she's a friend. Guess what? I bet you banged that friend, too.
Oh, wow. Guess what? My ex-husband, he's so crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Always.
So she asked if his plan is to come to the U.S. And he's like, oh, no.
Like he's not interested. Maybe he's not interested.
He said that he's going to sing and dance. And she's a freelance writer and editor. So that sounds good.
She's like, she makes it like, oh, well, I basically take care of myself this way. And her mother's like, she's led a very privileged life.
And then she's like,
because her parents pay for everything.
Do you know what privilege means?
Yeah, I didn't like that. That kind of sucks.
He's like, yeah.
It means you're a spoiled little brat. That's what it means.
It means you're not a nice person. Bye.
Yep.
All right. So now let's talk about Tim. He's arriving in Colombia with his cat, and it's been 7 months since they've seen each other.
I want to delete him from my brain.
Me too. She's going to pick him up from the airport with her 2 dogs.
Why? Yeah, I don't know.
So they just walk into the airport with 2 dogs on a leash, and she doesn't know if she's going to be happy to see him. He doesn't know if she's going to be happy, but turns out she's happy to see him.
But she said he gained weight and he looks so different.
Well, first he said that the dog got fat, and then he said he did too. And then she's like, well, that is true. She's like, I can't not notice that.
She's always, listen, I don't hate her, but she's always got such a sour puss on.
Yes, but you know what? She kind of implies that about herself because she says that Tim helped her open up to people.
Yeah,
So he thought that maybe since her car is the size of a clown car, she could have left 2 of her dogs at home.
You think?
Well, yada, yada, yada. Now we're getting an arepa with pork and cheese.
I was interested in that. Yes.
Me too. So now they sit down to have beers, and she has questions.
Yeah, and listen, I've been on her end before. She's never going to be able to get past this or get closure until she knows every single detail she needs to know.
So he said that he invited a girl over. He said he did not know what was going to happen. And he said that he was just focused on satisfying his physical urges.
How about go jerk off in the bathroom?
Because the distance was too much. And she calls him disrespectful and unfaithful. But
yeah,
her necklace is really pretty.
Yeah, I mean, she's also really cute, too.
She's adorable. Jehoon and Deavan.
Okay, Jehoon and Deavan. They make me mad now, both of them.
Very mad. Very, very, very mad. Okay,
yes.
So she takes the kids to the market, right? And I got to tell you, she has a pretty open mind.
Listen, she's very nice. She's not like horrified by anything she sees.
She's like,
she actually looks really cute here too.
She's really cute. She's like, we'll figure it out. We'll use the translator. We'll ask people. I'll try my best.
Yeah, she's not scared.
Her mom is the opposite.
Okay. Her mom is really, really, she makes me so uncomfortable.
Her
mother would give me anxiety.
Yes. So now Drusilla, Dracula, is looking at the octopus. So cute. Okay,
that would be you. You'd be like, show me more.
So now Dracula wants a fish.
But a real fish, like a real dead fish.
Okay. Here's the thing. Where are they cooking this fish? They're in a hotel room.
Maybe they got a room with I don't know. Is she going to play in the bathtub with the gutted fish? I don't know.
I don't know, but I got to tell you, I kind of identified with her. Like you said, this is Tracey.
Yes, it is. Tracey would never be like, Mom, I want a doll. She'd be like, Mom, I want this dead fish.
Yes.
I
really identify with this.
I know.
But it's so funny. So she goes, my princess gets what she wants. And it's like, and she's like, even if it's a fish in the bag, my princess gets what she wants, even if it's pulling her out of her home country to live with some deadbeat in South Korea and move back and forth and never really know which end is up.
I never really know her real dad. Nothing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So now they order, and Deavan kind of wings it.
But that's what I like about her. She's not scared.
Me too. Her mom is like, look, and it's like all in Korean. She's like, go ahead, look,
Right.
the menu's there. She's like, yeah, Mom, I can't read.
She's like, give me your most popular dish. That works, though. That's
That was
pretty,
a good
that's
idea.
a good idea.
I like how they put bugs on the table though, like some kind of sauteed bugs. That was for shock
Uh-huh.
value. Deavan
Yeah,
was
of course.
She didn't care.
She was like, whatever. Only the mother was horrified.
Yeah, she's
Gisela
like,
was
"Don't
like,
eat the
cool,
bugs."
bugs.
Don't
Yeah.
eat the bugs. She's like kimchi. She gives Dracula kimchi.
I know.
"It's
She's like,
delicious,
it's
eat it."
spicy.
She's like, drink your water. Listen, get over it. But I got to tell you, I was triggered by all the sesame seeds on the food.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do well there.
No. Her mom is like, I think she got like beef and broccoli or something. It looked good.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. I bet you the food there is delicious.
Her mom wants a bologna sandwich.
Listen, I want a bologna sandwich too, but you're not going to get that in Korea.
Okay, but guess what? Taeyoung is so cute.
I love him. I want him. I want to adopt him.
I want him to. If she's not interested anymore, maybe we could joint adopt Taeyoung. I love him.
Me too. He's so cute.
Well, she wants to talk to Jihoon's mom first because she wants to know like what's really going on before she leaves.
Jihoon's mother is the worst, though.
She's not a nice person. So she meets with him and his parents, and he knows what he did wrong. He's actually very clear about that he's wrong in this.
Yeah, he is. He's like, no, I did this, and his mother's
His
making
mom was like,
excuses
no,
for him.
you didn't.
Yep.
So his dad says to the mom, okay, stand up. She's here. And she's like, I'm not standing up.
Yeah, she's such a bit. The dad is so nice.
He's so nice. He apologizes.
Yeah.
And then he also apologizes and says, I'm so sorry. We should have paid you child support. They didn't realize that he wasn't paying.
Right. But then she's like, no, it's not your responsibility.
Right. And then his dad was like, you apologize, Jihoon.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden the translator is freaking out.
This translator, and so I saw this meme, and somebody was like, I know everybody is tweeting about politics, but I'm sitting here wondering what infomercial Deavan was watching at 3 a.m. to get this translator.
It's so
and it
bad.
made me laugh.
They needed to use the Paul and Carini
It's
one.
so bad. Yes.
Well, the mom said that they were saving the money for when she got there.
You're lying. Also, I think Deavan saying he ruined her life is taking it a little far. Though.
No, I think that I totally understand her. She is freaking out. They're not hearing her. I mean, he's not translating. She keeps moving back to the country for him. She said that her life is ruined, and his mom laughs.
Yeah, she's such a bitch. She's not a nice person at all.
She is a non-nice person. She is the opposite of a nice person.
Yeah, she's not nice.
So he storms off. Jihoon leaves. Okay, well, whatever. Now, my favorite couple, probably in the world.
Kenneth and Armando.
Oh, so cute. So they're still in town.
I love them. They're still exploring.
They're still exploring. They see a church. And Armando's like, well, we won't be going there anytime soon. Armando's super afraid of PDA, and I get it.
Listen, I think he's afraid of PDA because he had to hide who he was his whole life.
Yeah.
And also, it's not widely accepted to be gay in Mexico.
He's not comfortable with it yet, and I understand that. Now, they show people taking pictures of them in the street.
I think that they're taking pictures because of the cameramen around them.
Exactly.
Yep.
But they kind of try to make it like it's because they're gay.
Like it's because they're gay, right? Just like that Candy guy last week.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, Kenny
the blood
is
clot guy.
Kenny. Did you see my description?
I'm thinking about your description.
Episode?
Yes, that's what it is. It's like Kenny eats a blood clot.
Yeah, but did you see that Sinjin's brother had a blood clot and then Kenny eats a blood clot?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even put that together. That's very funny.
But that's what I said in the description.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I didn't put it together like that they go together.
Oh, yeah, no, so the description of last
Tracy,
week's episode.
you think I'm the funny? You think that I'm the smartest person?
Okay, I'm
going to
read it to you. You ready?
I'm here.
Oh, wait, no, that's not last week's. Here, Murder Bridge.
Yes.
Hold on. So it says, Jess uses her sizzle words.
Yes.
Libby takes a walk to nowhere.
Yes.
Larissa feels like a duck in the snow. Kenneth eats a blood clot, and Sinjin's brother gets one.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. When I think I just lost it at Kenny eats a blood clot. It was very funny.
So
and then when you said she uses her sizzle words, so many people laughed at that.
I know, I've been
people
using a lot of
DM
sizzle
me.
words on a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, it's very funny.
So Kenny's super pushy, but I got to tell you, I think he needs Kenny to guide him and like break him out of his shell a little bit. I like the pushiness.
So do I.
So
They just don't be too much.
Right. They go to the giant Jesus statue and they cannot show PDA in front of their parents, but they do kiss in front of Jesus.
Yeah, and you know what? I bet you Jesus accepts them.
Jesus did. He told me. Now, I got to tell you, I hope they move to the U.S.
I don't understand. No, ever since you said it, like last night I was watching the show and I'm thinking, so they moved 4 hours away into a place that they had to be in a gated area because of the crime and they weren't sure if they were going to be accepted. Why couldn't they move like 4 hours north and go to like Texas or something?
Okay, but I know. Do you think that it might be too hard to get Armando here?
Maybe. I don't know though. I mean, unless he's got like some kind of crime in his past or something.
Just because Mexico is not very welcome in the U.S.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I know. Also, is gay marriage legal in Mexico?
I don't know.
But he says he wants to get married, so question mark over here. All right, let's talk about Brittany and Yazan, and they're our last couple. They meet with his uncle, and they have a secret handshake / kissing shake.
So many kisses. All of the kisses. They basically hook up. Yes.
So he said that he needs time to get to know her. So he wants his dad to just like let them get to know each other. But
I wish that he would just say that.
Sure. But his uncle is saying that the customs in their religion say no dating. And the uncle also says, like, at the end of the day, like, she has to convert to Islam. Like, she can't do whatever her job is, I guess, rapper. I don't know.
Right.
And she has to change a lot. So the uncle said he's going to talk to his dad. And she just said, she's like, we need time to get to know each other. But guess what?
You need time to get divorced.
She's lying.
Yeah. She's never going to convert.
I am so unimpressed by this. You don't live there. You didn't move there. How are you even staying in this country? Go home. Stop.
Go home. Stop wasting this man's time. Stop upsetting his family.
You don't even like each other, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so pretend, this relationship.
Yeah,
There's nothing there.
No, this is phony.
Baloney.
All right, guys. Well, this has been a really fun episode. Make sure you follow the podcast at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and go to TraceyCarnazzo.com because we have some merch. We have 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk magnets.
Bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum.
Wow, TraceyCarnazzo.com. And you could follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you join the Facebook group so you could talk about this podcast.
I love the Facebook group.
You could follow Noelle at Noe_bear810 on Instagram and Noe Girl on Twitter. Make sure if you're listening to this podcast, you give us a 5-star rating and a review. And make sure you tell a friend about the podcast.
Listen, everyone now watches 90 Day Fiancé.
I know. Tell a
friend. No
friend.
excuses.
If
tell a friend.
everyone told one friend, we would have 5 billion listeners.
Yeah, and guys, then we would love you even more than we do now.
True story. Okay, bye.
Bye.